Now even toy mavens have to sleep sometimes, right? Wrong. No naps allowed on May 3rd because 1 minute past midnight, the Brandon Toys R Us store would open its doors. The occasion? The debut of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace toy line. Despite the sign out front, there were multiple toy items going on sale. The employees were getting ready for the legions of figure-starved rebels outside. Battle droids had to be assembled, end caps had to be accessorized, and boxes of figures and toys had to find their place. Even yours truly pitched in. But would everything be set to blast the doors open at 12:01 a.m.? Hey, we're talking Toys R Us here. Outside, the crowd knew what they wanted.
Star Wars figures. You gotta have them. They're coming out.
I'm here for the smiling Darth Maul.
Let's go. I'm mainly looking for the figures. I think there'll be plenty of those to go around.
Darth Maul. I want to check out Darth Maul. He's going to be the new king.
The line stretched down the sidewalk. Every Jedi was anxious for their first glimpse at the new characters and especially the inflatable rafts. A few shared their battle strategies.
I plan to, elbow people out of the way. No, we're going to be nice and, Jedi-like and just let people go by.
She's actually going to hurl me over everybody else. We're going to do kind of a Shaolin Kung Fu technique that we've been practicing all week. It's going to be very entertaining.
Did you ever notice that? How many really stupid people you run into during the day? God damn, there's a lot of stupid bastards walking around. Carry a little pad and pencil with you. You wind up with 30 or 40 names by the end of the day.
Others in line summed up the universal appeal of Star Wars to every generation.
I'd say because it's based on mythology. You're talking about a story that has heroes and villains, and it's not just science fiction, it's about people.
Mike McCoy was the first in line and made a few promises to get there.
My wife, she and I, we had to work out a budget. So we sat down and figured out, okay, how much can you spend, and you don't spend anything above that, otherwise I'm in a lot of trouble when I go home tonight.
So the price stickers were stamped, the Legos were logged, and the battle droids were perched on his lookout. It was 0 hour.
Here we go. Hey, the first one. The first one, where is it?
All right. I don't even care. Just give me a toy.
The action figure aisle filled up quicker than mud wrestling night at Jabba's palace.
It's a little bigger than I thought it was going to be since it was midnight. They're all real friendly and they're polite and they're taking their turns, no pushing or shoving or anything.
First thing I grabbed was one of these. Cheaper than KB.
Of course, the trick was to see how much you could carry out without a basket. Some had it down.
Yeah, got it, man.
Some didn't.
I'm the official holder. Hello.
Listen, the explosive words and sounds of the Star Wars Comtech system. Imagine yourself in the movie.
I sense a disturbance in the Force. May the Force be with you. You hearing You will be a Jedi, I promise. You have been well trained.
You haven't experienced Star Wars until you've experienced Comtech. Figures come with chips, readers sold separately, batteries not included. It's your universe.
Far away. Hey, what is that thing anyway?
I have no idea. Some 3D thing.
From the rookie pilots on hand to gold leader, they all got what they were after. A chance at adventure and excitement the old-fashioned way, by saying, charge it.
I know we had at least 9,000 pieces out there.
I did good. I cleaned up, got what I was looking for, got some surprises.
Can't go to work without the lightsaber pens.
I believe our store is one of the largest, if not the largest, supplier of Star Wars items right now, and we're going to continue to do everything we can to make sure that the customers are satisfied and we keep getting more in.
88.46, so I think I'll be able to sleep, in bed tonight.
As the figures emptied out and the sales were tallied up, John Gatto shared his secret for mixing the oil and water combination of collecting and relating to the opposite sex.
I'm very privileged to have a fiance that loves me either because of my geekness or in spite of it. So
with a Roman baby on each knee named Claudius and Brute. Oh yes.
But alas, it would not be the reset button if one of us didn't fuck something up. For everything that goes good and smooth, Tannen coming over, silky smooth like butter, playing Streets of Rage was a good time. You guys enjoyed it. I fucked up and forgot to hit record on the first 4 to 5 minutes, maybe, of this first fucking Star Wars episode of the month. We have 3 special eps. This year we're looking at about 20 and 25 minute long episodes, the prequels. This one's The Phantom Menace. I'm sorry I fucked it up. Tannen's diving right into his childhood in a coming of age story in a Phantom Menace from when he was 15. But without further ado,
she had cable. We didn't have cable out in Blair Spring. And I'm flipping channels and I land on Sci-Fi. And it's Empire Strikes Back. So I watched that movie on Sci-Fi. I fucking loved it.
In 95.
Yes.
Okay.
And like really paid attention. I always knew that Darth Vader was Luke's father. I knew all of this stuff. It wasn't like I was blown away sitting there watching on this floor model TV. I was just blown away by all of it that it finally caught my attention.
So we may or may not be giving extra context right now because we may or not have just only started recording, but that's fine. All we got through is like some figures I've been collecting, and we're getting right into Tannen's childhood, meeting into Star Wars, how I discovered it. We're in the year 95, making up for lost time. Welcome to the Reset Button, Episode 1 Memories. We are recording now.
Did you not hit record during all that?
I thought it did. I did. Well, I just synopsed it and like a motherfucker.
You didn't include the floor model TV.
Tell the floor model TV real quick.
No. I'm not reviewing. Anyway.
All right.
So yeah, grandmother's TV. I watched fucking Empire Strikes Back on a random Saturday that I'm at my grandparents' house. We didn't have cable where we lived, but we had cable at my grandparents' house. So I watched Star Wars for the first time. It was Empire Strikes Back on that floor model. And I would just flip to it right at the beginning, right when, Star Wars. And I just decided to stop. And it's like episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. And I'm like, oh wow, like actually this is kind of cool. So I just watched the rest of it. I'm 10 years old. So anyway, though, yeah, fall in love with the franchise, from there. Went to Books and Things. Remember that place?
Oh, yeah.
Rented the whole trilogy. It was 5 for 5 nights. So you got a VHS tape every night. And so we got the Star Wars trilogy. And we got the first 2 Planet of the Apes movies. Got into those, too. But they didn't make action figures, so I like Star Wars more. But anyway, yeah. So totally got into this series. Absolutely loved it. 1997 rolls around. And there's this multimedia thing coming out there too, and it's the Shadows of the Empire, and it's the first like new Star Wars story that you're gonna really experience in this, outside of really strictly novels and comics.
Prepare yourself for Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. The cruel crime lord Shizor directs the carbonite capture of Han Solo and his imprisonment aboard bounty hunter Boba Fett's battle-ready Slave One. Now, Luke Skywalker goes undercover with Soldier of Fortune Dash Rendar as he rips through space in his battle-transforming Outrider. But can they stop Slave One in time? It's the ultimate ships for the ultimate battle. Dare to enter the shadows. Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. Figures and vehicles each sold separately from Kenner.
And it was great. You play the game and shit. And also that same year, it's 1997. And what is it, Travis? The special
edition. On August 26th, the Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition is coming to video like never before. New scenes, new sound, new special effects. Buy the Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition on video.
Pick on someone your own size.
The Star Wars trilogy is back on the big screen, and it's even better with a Pepsi.
Great effects, man. Everybody was hyped for this. My grandfather took me to the theaters to see Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi Special Edition. I don't know what his problem with New Hope was. He didn't take me to see New Hope. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he had a problem with that one. Farm Boys, he didn't like them. I don't fucking know. But he took me to the other two.
Maybe he had the same feeling as my dad. Like, my dad did not like the Jabba the Hutt scene. Like, that scene, he was like, what the hell is this? I'm like, oh my God. Because we're seeing something new. But it was the first example of shitty CGI and a fucking just what you shouldn't do at the time. Maybe. I don't know. And other people can argue me and say, well, then later you're like, yeah, the Blu-ray versions were kind of cool, but, I don't know. It's always a scene.
My opinion, out of all the special
I'd rather
editions,
just watch the Fat Guy original scene and use my imagination.
Same. I'm always that way. But I think, as far as special editions, I think Empire is probably the most well done as far as that.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, that was here's the thing. George changed the backgrounds. Cloud City is beautiful in the special.
Yeah. It's expanded. Wait time.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi, you get this terrible Fraggle Rock-esque fucking non-needed musical sequence that adds nothing but annoyance to the movie.
Two of them.
Two of them.
Not only the ending, but that fucking Jabba the Hutt scene. So anyway, though, there's these little disappointments they're throwing at us. And then one day, it's 1998, and you get a taste of what's going to be new.
You pick up your EGM or you pick up your whatever and you read a room.
That was the first teaser trailer for the newest Star Wars movie. And I remember seeing this.
What were your initial true? You were what, 14 at the time?
I was 13.
What were your initial thoughts, honestly, when you first saw that trailer?
So I remember the beginning trailer. It kind of starts out slow, and there's the Gungans are on there I don't remember what they call. Basically, they're tauntauns. You know what I'm saying? And they're kind of grazing though, and it's just goes to black. It's every saga has a beginning, and it's showing shots of just different things in Naboo and but the Star Wars, the Luke Skywalker theme is playing. And then there's this shot of fucking Liam Neeson yelling, Anakin, get down, and he gets down and you see fucking Darth Maul, and then there's a reveal with his two lightsabers and it just cuts off.
The reveal is what I think was the most exciting for me for that. I think I was just so excited to get oh my God, they're going to do it. Because I was 15 when this dropped. I'm fuck yeah, we're going to see it come to fruition step by step, how he became Vader.
you refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?
He can see things before they happen.
He can help you.
The Force is unusually strong with him.
He was meant to help you.
Anakin! Tell him to take off!
Will I ever see you again?
What does your heart tell you?
Are you sure about this? Trusting our fate to a boy we hardly know?
Anakin Skywalker, meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I sense much fear in you.
The boy is dangerous. They all sense it. Why can't you?
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
The trailer. One thing I'm leaving out is they showed a couple shots of Jar Jar, but he didn't talk.
Right.
And I had this assumption that he was gonna have like a British accent or something. You know, like I don't know, be like your new 3PO in a way. Like I didn't expect what we got.
You want to do this? Yeah, it's terrible, man. I see. That's the thing for me. I wanted to like this new direction in this prequel so bad. I wanted to like Jar Jar originally. I went out of my fucking way to try to like Jar Jar.
He's embarrassing. But, my friend might have been banished. My forgotten. The bosses would do terrible things to me. Terrible things to me if me going back there.
You hear that?
Yeah?
That is the sound of 1,000 terrible things heading this way.
If they find us, they will crush us, grind us into tiny pieces, and blast us into oblivion.
Ah. Your point is well seen. This way. Hurry!
How much further?
We're going underwater, okay, Day? I might warning you, Gungans no liking outsiders, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Oh, don't worry. This hasn't been our day for warm welcomes.
Okay, we're not drawing up to the disappointment that we all got though. Because, you know, we saw that trailer and over a year, I don't know about you, but over the course of a year, I was collecting action figures. I was buying these little micro machine sets. I was getting product for it because I was so stoked. I was sure this was going to be a good fucking movie. And then I went and saw it.
Has its moments.
Pod race and lightsaber battle. And honestly, if you edit, like in my brain, if I edit it down to about an hour, it's really good. But like it's not that. It just set it up. It set stuff up for so much what the fuckness that it took fans to drag into the industry and these people buying rights to it to like write itself.
The final battle with like the Gungans and the Trade Federation was kind of cool, I guess. Gungans throwing their glowing bowling balls and slingshot. I don't know.
But like, dude, like they still made the Gungans stupid.
Yeah.
Even the smart ones were stupid, and it's just like, no.
So he's been begging me to be on this for factual tidbits of this episode. Do you mind, Tannen, if Terry stops by for a second and gives us a little backstory on the Gungans real quick?
Actually, I do, because I there's something we're missing from the story here.
All right.
Just I don't mean to cut you off here. But we go back. Super Star Wars.
Taking the best elements from Lucasfilm Limited Star Wars movie, the engaging heroes, the horrific aliens, the terrorizing Imperial forces, the thrilling flying and fighting, the strange settings, and the mystifying powers of the Force, and adding interactivity. Players can choose to be Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, or Chewbacca to do battle with the dark side of the Force and determine the fate of the galaxy. Super Star Wars features 14 levels, each crammed with huge detailed graphics and smooth, realistic animation. Super Star Wars is a hit. From the burning deserts of Tatooine, the maze-like interior of a sandcrawler, the Mos Eisley Bar, to your final confrontation with the awesome Death Star, all the action from the movie is here. But
played the game, and there was a player's guide. And in the player's guide, there was a background story. And a background story that, like, was George Lucas's original idea. It's been publicated in other weird stuff, but they're, like, hard to find. And the original story was Anakin was this, like, 18-year-old kid when he became a Jedi. Which made sense later. He's too old to become a Jedi. And the only reason he became a Jedi was because Obi-Wan fought with him in a space battle. It was like, holy shit, and that's how he was discovered. Which, you know, for all of that to take place really quick within like 4 or 5 years, makes a lot of sense.
It's a lot better than sounds what we fucking got. Jesus. Give me the player's guide, people.
And we got this little kid that, you know, but by the time Clone Wars came around, you didn't like Anakin.
Hey, Sababa, like, here's your credits. Jesus.
So anyway, though, that's what I want to know about. What does Terry think about Anakin?
What do I think about Anakin, dude? Well, first of all, it's good to have you. I'm a huge Star Wars guy, man. I know this dude knows, but Tan, it's really good to be on a show with you, dude. This isn't so much about Anakin, dude. I had a little something prepared about my Megamaniacs, dude. I've always got along with the Gungans, man. Though they share a planet with the Naboo, the Gungans are a distinct culture all their own, man. And even their language, a form of galactic basic, is a unique dialect, dude. They follow their own gods, and some practice a form of Gungan magic, man. This aquatic species live. I'm sorry, dude. I've been with snow bunnies all day. In underwater cities and its capital, dude. Oto Gunga serves as house ruling council, dude. And its leader holds the title of boss. With the aid of advisors, man, the boss has the ability, dude, to form alliances, oversee military strategy, dude, issue punishments, and banish citizens, dude. The Gungan, there's more to meets the eye, dude, just like my boy Megatron, man. All right, Terry, it's enough. You're talking about I'm sorry, Tanny, talking about Transformers. Get out.
Well, I was just wondering, first off.
Fuck. Sorry, man. Give him an inch and he takes a fucking mile every fucking time.
Why did Boss Nass have Tourette syndrome?
We should know Karen about Naboo.
And speed is on our way.
We are gonna speed you away.
We could use a transporter.
We shall give you una bongo. The speediest way to the Naboo is going through the planet core.
That's true. Yeah. Is he always just brushing his teeth and gargling, like right when they...
Well, one thing too, why didn't the Gungans speak a different language?
Yeah.
Cool. Like, you know, you'd think they would. Shit, people in Naboo should have been speaking also Nabooian every now and again, just to like, they're on a different planet, and they have like this own form of government that's so important you're creating a blockade on it.
Well, they are human.
You mean to tell me none of them speak French?
I'm sure they do.
All I'm saying.
A lot of these fucking names in the Naboo hierarchy sound French, so. Let's get into...
Listen, that was another thing about it that bothered me about episode 1. Barely any subtitles. You know, like alien languages and shit. We didn't have that, really, that much.
And when you did, it was such drawn out fucking... I think when the human mind saw this movie for the first time, your mind was just... We didn't meet our expectations. It's on us, but it's also on Lucas, trust me. And some of these beginning scenes with the Trade Federation and their alien language.
One of my favorite rants ever on it is the Clerks animated series episode when Randall goes off about it. And he's like, "Oh, come on, admit it. You wrote it in a week." He's like interrogating George Lucas.
How in the world you could take an orange amphibian and say that he's a Jamaican? I mean, even the idea of taking his ears and calling them dreadlocks is kind of a strange stretch as far as I'm concerned. There's a group of fans from the films that don't like comic sidekicks, and they get very, very upset and very opinionated about anything that has anything to do with being childlike, which the movies are for children, but they don't want to admit that. And in the first film, they absolutely hated R2 and 3PO. Now Jar Jar is getting accused of the same thing.
You know,
where do you put Darth Maul on your all-time Sith Lords, Tannen? Because his story goes on. Him and Ahsoka, dude, like it goes on.
Oh no, I know. And there's stuff in books and comics, like, and the Walkie Legs in Clone Wars, what they did to look what you did to my boy. I like it whenever the writers finally stepped in and gave him like legs back.
Yeah.
Sith Lords though, holy shit, dude. Actually, yeah.
Not high.
Oof. Yeah, well, no, it's high. It's high.
Okay.
It's in my top 5. I'm just trying to like put him in there. I gotta put him at 4, just because he lost to Obi-Wan. And he lost not only to Obi-Wan once, he lost twice.
So I think the one common ground on this movie is you and I have always liked Liam Neeson in this movie.
Yes, most definitely.
I have no problems with him, Mace Windu, the Council.
Ewan McGregor? Dude, Ewan McGregor, Samuel L. Jackson, they had a great cast. I have no problems with Natalie.
The Council were total fucking cocksuckers, though, in this movie.
They were.
Assholes.
But you know, like...
But they knew...
No, they're stupid politicians.
I still got Ace Duck staring at me on my desk. You need to move back.
Like that's the whole point of it. They were dumb.
Yeah. Right under the noses. I think a lot of this movie, it started off really drag. Like they go underwater to Boss Ness's fucking castle or kingdom or whatever. That was too fucking long.
There's draggy parts. That's what I'm saying. If I could edit it down and watch an hour long, just take out a lot of the stupid bullshit, it's a great movie. Like, you just don't, pod races, fucking, that was one for the money, too, to see in the fucking theater.
Oh, yeah.
Intense.
That was the best part of the movie for me, followed by, obviously, the lightsaber battle.
The lightsaber battle. That's, like, that also was mind-blowing. But then during the lightsaber battle, there's cutaways to this shitty space battle.
Yeah. Terrible.
R2, we really gotta duck out of here.
In a weird...
I'm not trying to make fun of him. He, like, that poor kid. But, like, like, even, like, the other actors, like, I just, I don't know, episode 4 felt more intense.
Like, I think... in a weird way, this is a fine way to kick off. If it's episode 1, it's supposed to be kind of long and drawn out. You're supposed to go into this movie not knowing who the next Darth Vader is, but we all fucking knew anyway. So that maybe that's why it seemed slower paced to us.
It's also why it was just intriguing.
Right.
Like, we're gonna meet this guy now as a little boy, but the original story that I had for years as a kid, for 4 years, was he was supposed to be like 18 years old when he was discovered.
Yeah. See,
That's why with Luke, that's again why with Luke, he's too old. He's too old to be. Luke was 20 years old, man. Like,
yeah.
Which also brings us to the point of the adventure that you just experienced. And like I said, oh, I could shit on this game with my eyes closed.
Well, and that brings us to the merch. The merchandise and the games for episode 1 were either really good or really bad, or not a lot of gray area. I'd say hands down the best game we ever got was the arcade racer game.
Yeah.
Hands
I'm not trying to compare right now. What I'm trying to say is, like, so the episode 1 game came out
for
before
PS1.
the movie did. For PS1, yeah. It came out with a soundtrack too, which
and a music video.
If you bought the soundtrack though, like I did as a kid, there was a song called "Funeral for Qui-Gon."
Whoopsie.
Wow.
Whoopsie doodle.
Well, even in my head as a kid, I'm like, is that real? Is it really going to happen?
They're looking at footage of you. You actually, this wasn't our game of the week, but this is one you're like, dude, it's Star Wars month. I'm starting off giving you this. So I got a Star Wars game for you coming out of this. But yeah, you can see right now, it's overhead. It's choppy as fuck. The run, you hold R1 to run. That's weird for me, especially with modern controls. Deflecting, you're just swinging away like an idiot. There's no hold and deflect.
Like, that's the thing. They're like holding the lightsabers like Schwartz from Star Wars, or from Spaceballs, and they're just like kind of just wow.
Yeah.
And
you can die just doing nothing, like a timer. Not even a timer run out. There's certain requirements you don't meet in time without seeing a timer. The level will just stop and you die. It's miserable.
The puzzle platforming. What the fuck is that about?
I hate jumping in overhead fucking games unless it's like a Zelda or rarely something not this. This is bad, guys. You see it right here. This is not good. And like I was telling Tannen earlier today in a message, like at the time, yeah, I will admit it, I was like, wow. Because graphics. I was sold on the graphics. But then you play it and it's okay for a little bit. But the way to fucking go at this time for episode 1 is Jedi Power Battles. Not perfect. Not an amazing game, but it makes this game, blows it out of the fucking water. The one for Dreamcast is actually the one I recommend, Tannen. That's the most fluent as far as
we were
like,
talking about it earlier. Though. It's not even like lightsaber combat. And what's the first lightsaber combat game that we ever played? Masters of Terracasi.
We've never played that game.
But we have as individuals.
That's true.
The fun part about that game was, okay, so I used to get PSN Magazine, and they gave you a demo of that game. And you could play as 2 characters. You could play as Luke, or you could play as Boba Fett. Those were your 2 characters. And even then when I bought the game, though, everybody always played as Luke. We wanted to do lightsaber on lightsaber, I never, actually tried to beat the game. Dude, have you ever tried to control Han Solo in that game?
He is a fucking beast in that game.
If you know the moves.
Yeah. He can kill Darth Vader in like 3 fucking hits. If you know what you're doing. That's why that game's so unbalanced and shit. Why is Chewbacca killing Vader? Which means, guess what, guys? We got to play it together when Tannen comes over. Masters Terracasi.
Oh, man.
I got a game for you, though, Star Wars. For our Star Wars episodes this month, Tannen, it's my turn to give you one.
All right, throw it.
I want you to look up to the skies, strap in, never tell you the odds, because you're playing Flight of the Falcon on GBA. Have fun, Bubby.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You made me play this game. Come on, man. Come on.
God, that's rough.
Final thoughts on episode 1, like in general, though, Tannen?
Can we ever do a shitty game and then do a good game?
well, for our real episode this month, we got a good game. It's Streets of Rage 2. When you come over, we play together. So
I should throw you another Star Wars game, but not make it shitty. Like, play Star Wars Pinball and tell me what you think.
You mean on the Switch?
Well, it's also on PC. I'm sure you can get the PC version from, like, the 90s. It's fun. It's fun as fuck.
Yeah, it is fun as fuck. I've already pretty much beaten it. I love the droids table. And the Han Solo table in the bar.
There's also a Star Wars chess game. It's chess.
Yeah, so the old school one?
Yes.
Nice. That. I wonder if that's on PS1. It's gotta be.
No, you should be able to find it on your PC. Like, just, it's freeware. It's gotta be freeware at this point.
Misa wanna play a Star Wars chess, Andy.
I should start throwing you, like...
Misa want to do that. Alright, I can't take any more Jar Jar Binks. I can't take any episode 1 talk, Tana, unless you can anymore. I do still have some of the toys. You do too. But I don't know if it's that interesting to talk because it's episode 1. At least, not yet. We're not talking... Oh, God, now we have to. I guess when we come back with our next Star Wars episode this month, we're going to take a look at episode 2 and its games, Tannen. Fuck.
Actually, Clone Wars on Xbox and PS2 was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, but the movie. We gotta get through that part of the show first. This
Yoda got his lightsaber out.
The sand is graining coarse. Until then, Tannen, where can everyone catch you, man?
The same place you always get.
The Facebook!
yeah, that needs to be. I need to. I keep saying that every episode. Gotta get on that one. That needs to be. That's it. I don't social media anymore.
Well, you can follow the show on X, my half of the yin and yang, at Reset Button Pod. Hit us up over there for all new episodes, updates, upcoming shows, all news. Until next time, Tannen, my manin, this was awesome, dude. This is my favorite month of the year for us to make content on the channel because we're Star Wars fucking nerds. Episode 1, it's fine.